Remember when I told you guys that I used my dad's credit cards to buy myself Yà0i's, that I would put the amount that the Yà0i's cost on my dad's desk? So I basically paid for them myself. That showed that from an early age, I was very independent. And I bought things with my own money. People always think that I went to thrift stores because it was a trend, but nah. I was genuinely broke. I had to survive on 50 euros a month. And that might seem a lot when you're a child, but not when you're 17, 18 years old. Doing braids cost triple the amount than that. But like any other teen in my age, I decided it was time for a part-time job. And I was actually excited, going out to the workforce, becoming a member of society. I thought it was gonna be nice. And I was very naive. I finally understood when people say that they hate having no job and they hate having a job. Because both sucks. That job was disgusting to say the least. It got to a point where I gave like zero fucks. Like I was watching YouTube, I was reading Yà0i's. I just did everything because I knew that these demented old people would forget anyways. I just wanna die today. I just wanna die. I should have known from the beginning because the job literally started with unpaid labor, okay? I got 3 days to familiarize myself with the whole workplace and all the stuff, and I didn't get paid a single cent, which is very unserious in Germany, very unprofessional. After those 3 days, they immediately threw me into the pit. I immediately had to work in this store alone. No colleague, no nothing. What did they expect? They shouldn't have given me so much power. Every time a customer came in and asked me for something, I had to explain awkwardly how I was new and I didn't know either. Some of them came in with the dumbest requests ever. But the worst part is that those were things that we actually did. And no one taught me. Like, no one taught me how to change inks from freaking ink pens. And then I had to figure out with the customer themselves how to do it. The worst thing is that I couldn't rot in peace. Do you know the torture method when you try to fall asleep but they keep flickering the lights or like keep dropping water on your head so you keep, get pulled out of sleep? That's what working there felt like. The job was a mixture of being stressed and being bored to death, of being overworked and being underworked at the same freaking time. There was nobody in the store, but for some reason there were always enough people in the store that I couldn't slack off. My most hated part, I had to pretend to be busy. Do you guys know how hard it is to pretend to be busy? Pretending to be busy might actually be worse than being busy, like dead ass. You constantly have to think about how people perceive you. Do I look busy enough? Do they think I'm working? What if my boss suddenly appears? Don't get me started about the dumb ass customers with 3 freaking brain cells. I'm getting mad. Why do I have to instruct you how to use your card that you bought? I had to sit there and be like, now put the card on the reader and now remove it. Is this your first time shopping or something? Like, oh my, mind you, these are seniors. They've been doing this for longer than I live. But for some reason, I have to instruct you how to use your own card. Shut up. Don't get me started about the worst part. The freaking copy machine. Do you guys not know how to copy your paper? Why do I have to instruct you how to copy freaking paper? That freaking copy machine turned people's brains into mud. You could literally see the goo coming out of their ear. It was grown as people, bro. And don't forget, this is in Germany. The amount of times these old racist people came up to me being like, oh, du sprichst aber gutes Deutsch. Nigga, I was born here. One thing that I did, sometimes I came late because I just felt like coming late. And you already had people, old hat people who are lonely, have nothing to do in their lives. They are already standing in front of the store before we even open. Go visit your family, bro. What are you doing in the freaking store where we sell Schreibwaren? Poah. If you think that the unpaid trauma stopped with the 3 unpaid days, nah. At the end of the day, I had to count how much money we made by hand. We didn't have no machine, we didn't have no system, and if you made a mistake, these niggas was gonna lynch your ass. They would genuinely act like you just messed up their whole finances because of a 2 euros difference. I always say that you can survive the hardest situations as long as you got a good support system. And I think it's kind of similar to jobs. Well, not this job. First of all, you had no coworkers. But if you did have them, they would try their best to make you quit. I have no idea if I gave up freaking raccoon vibes, that these coworkers felt comfortable with being racist around me. Maybe they thought it was okay to be racist towards Arabs because I was black. Talking about someone, look at those kids, they're gonna bomb this place.
What the fuck?
What's wrong with you, bro? Then you have my bitch ass boss. I admit I used to dress crazy at that workplace. My usual style, but for those people that style is crazy, like fur boots. They never seen this before. And I often went to work after school. I always used to wear crazy school fits because my school didn't have no dress code. After school, I would go to my workplace with a skirt on. And this woman, Frau Müller, talking about some, die sieht aber ganz schön hurig aus, ne? Excuse me? I was stunned, and I'm still stunned. I don't even know what to say right now. She always had like weird compliments that were like low-key sneak disses. Oh, that looks good on you. Implying that the other thing didn't look good on me? I feel like that. Wait, ugh. You're black? I literally just came back from the first time of having a job in 6 months. I'm gonna miss being unemployed, man. I'm so sad. Back to what I was saying. Germans have such a weird way when it comes to giving compliments. They always low-key sneak diss you. Instead of just being like, oh, I like your style, they're gonna be like, your style is so interesting. I would never go out like that. You're so brave for even having the guts to go out like that. Like, if it was me, I would kill myself. It's good that you can do that. Girl. With all those things going around, I needed new methods to pass the time. I couldn't listen to music because I didn't have like small earbuds. But do you think that stopped me? No! I listened to music with my big ass headphones. And now thinking back at it, that's disrespectful as frick. Imagine you buy something and you just see the cashier with like big ass headphones on their head, and you know they're listening to music, and you might even hear the music. I was so brave. This might be even worse than reading Yà0i at work. That was generally like the breaking point. I came late to work, and when I came late to work, you gotta imagine, because I'm the only one there, I'm the one who opens the store, right? So if I'm not there, the store's closed. So I came like 5 minutes late. It would take like another like 10 minutes to prepare everything. So the store eventually opened like 50 minutes later. And you could see all the old heads standing in front of the store again, just waiting for us to open up. Like, go home, bro. I watch YouTube during work hours. You know, I probably got caught a few times. I feel like my digital footprint is like very, very bad right now. Please don't send this to my current workplace. One day in the like rare times where we actually were together in the store, my coworker came up to me and was like, you know, sometimes I take a book with me that I read when the store isn't too full. And I was like, okay, this kind of smart. I can take a book with me to work, and with book I mean Yà0i's. So I took Happy Shitty Life from Harada. I was just sitting there behind the counter reading my freaking Yà0i, and I genuinely thought I was being intellectual with reading my freaking manga. Like, oh, no one's gonna call me out, blah, blah, blah. Which they didn't. See, the problem was though, we had store testers. So we had like customers who weren't actually customers. So we have people who test you and evaluate your work, and yeah, I never cared. They probably busted me a whole freaking bunch of times, and this is why I was let go. One day on a winter night, I remember it like it was yesterday. When the shift was already over, she told me, you know what, this is your last shift. One thing about bosses is they will let you know that you're fired after your shift. And that's disrespectful as frick. And I always kind of knew that she was going to fire me because she acted kind of weird, and I could tell that she didn't really like me that much. I was let go. She was like, oh yeah, since you're starting your finals soon anyways. Fuck you, girl. So I stole a freaking power bank. I don't give a shit. I actually didn't feel that bad because I stole quite a lot. The thing I felt the most after getting fired was relief. I felt free. Well guys, that was my story time. I hope you had a good time listening to my embarrassing and literally like self-sabotaging stories. Now that I think about it, I was crazy back then. I genuinely was like, dang, I would hire myself. Nah, I wouldn't hire myself. Give it a thumbs up if you want to see more story times, more videos. But guys, this is not a story time channel. We're gonna do more BL, anime, Yà0i games, whatever you want to call it. See you until then. Bye bye.